What's going on, guys? It's Grand here, back with another video for you. We did it, guys. We made it 1,000 subscribers. It's time to think about, retirement. It's time to think about going Hollywood, right, guys? 1,000 subscribers. I'm just joking, but 1,000 subscribers, right? It isn't that crazy. It's not a number it's going to guarantee your financial success or anything like that, right? But it is a number that I've been working towards for a while, and I know that it's a number that many new tubers, or whatever you want to call them, these up-and-coming creators, are working towards. And since this is a self-improvement channel where I try to help people figure things out in life and get started on their creative endeavors, whatever that looks like for them, I figured this would be an appropriate video to make. So how did I do it, guys? How did I get my first 1,000 subscribers? To be honest, all of the methods I've used to grow this channel are the methods that I have spoken about in all my many videos already. So I suppose in a way this will be kind of a review of those methods. And if you're really interested in an in-depth sort of look at how to get your mind right and start creating instead of just always consuming, then you're at the right place, because that is the main theme of this channel. Firstly, I found a niche, right? I think that's how you say it. That's at least how I'm going to be saying it. So I hope that's how you say it, a niche, right? Once I got my first several hundred views on a video titled How to Embrace the Future in Strange Times, I saw that there was a bit of an interest in these topics and that people enjoyed my take on them and getting to watch a little Elden Ring in the background, right? I left a few of my earlier videos on the channel. You can check them out, where I'm talking about other topics, and I was playing a different game like Vampire Survivors, right? One or two videos very early on the channel. You can look at them. But then it kind of clicked, right, that Elden Ring, it's a fitting game for these type of topics. And really the game didn't matter all that much, but it sort of has allowed me to at least put a face to a voice, to kind of create this character and put a face to my voice that I otherwise wouldn't have. So it's working out pretty well, right? So I kind of found my niche, and I've been sticking to that, which brings me to the next and possibly most important aspect of it all, which is just simply consistency, right? And putting out content and not overthinking it, right? You want it to be good, you don't want it to be bad, but you want it to be consistent, like you're producing a kind of a show or a constant product for people. You don't want to be leaving people hanging too long in between videos. You just need to kind of have a consistent, almost sort of a rhythm, and to keep putting things out there and to kind of let people get to know you, right? And these are all topics that I've made videos about in the past. You see, you simply need to sit down and do the work and try to be as professional, I suppose, as possible about your work ethic. Like with this video right here, I've been thinking about making this for a while, and I actually have been kind of putting it off for a bit compared to when I had the initial thought to create it. But eventually, you just need to sit down and make it happen and create something and produce something and put in the work and not overthink it, and that's when the magic starts to happen. You see, it takes a minute to kind of get into that flow state. You don't necessarily feel it in the beginning or when you sit down to make something. You almost have to kind of force yourself to sit down and get to work. And then after a few minutes, you start to feel yourself kind of sit down into that flow state, into that zone. Like right now, I'm feeling it, right? Once you kind of get to work, you get the wheels moving, you get into that zone a bit. So you just have to kind of come up with an idea for whatever video, whatever niche you have, and then you just sit down and make it happen and not overthink things. And, you realize it's probably not going to be perfect. You don't want to let perfect be the enemy of very good or great, right? And, the initial things that you create are probably going to be maybe a little rough around the edges. It might take you a little while to kind of find your identity, to kind of get in that lane or whatever, right? But you just sit down and do it, and you try to be consistent. These are all ideas I've explored throughout the channel in my previous videos. A lot of times you can just be your own worst enemy. I have a video on that, right? You start creating things and you don't get exactly what you want right off the bat, and then you feel discouraged and you quit, right? Whereas if you would just zoom back and take a 10,000 foot view of things, you would see that over time things are moving in the right direction, the direction that you want them to go. Maybe you put out a video and it gets like 1,000 views, and then the next one gets like 200 or something, and the next one gets like, I don't know, 150, and then you start to get a little discouraged. You're like, dang man, I'm discouraged now. And this is where a lot of people quit. But if you would just keep going and not worry about those numbers, you would see that over time it's like, okay, we're getting more views on average, more subscribers, and if you just don't give up, there's a good chance that that next video might get more views than the one before it. You just have to keep going, keep learning from your little mistakes here and there, keep iterating, keep making things a little bit better, and keep moving forward. It's consistency and attrition. And if you want to learn more about those things, I literally have videos on my channel dedicated specifically to those topics. How you just keep plugging away and eventually you get to where you want to go, assuming you're putting in an honest effort and you have something to share that people enjoy listening to. So consistency, it's super important. And this sort of brings us to our next important pillar of creation and how to grow your channel or how to get really good at anything, right? Which is that sometimes you need to view things as work. A lot of people are scared of work, especially in this modern world. But if you start to view things as work and start to enjoy the process of working, because really your work should be something you're proud of, right? I mean, really, what's better than working, right? That's where you're making things happen. That's where you are putting, your hands up against your life and you're trying to move it closer in the direction you want it to be in. If you start to view things a little bit more as work and something that you're dedicated to, you're going to find that you have more of a capacity to become dedicated, because you're not always so caught up in trying to just have fun all the time. A lot of people are so caught up wanting to just have fun that they never succeed, because what you're going to begin to notice and realize about anything that you're working on, about anything that you're pursuing, is that it's not always fun. Even if it's a fun activity, right? Even if it's something like jiu-jitsu or rock climbing or like becoming a competitive video game, a fighting game player or something, right? Even the most fun things can sometimes not be fun when you're really trying to get good at it to that degree that you want to get good at it, right? The fun almost kind of goes away, and that's where the dedication needs to shine. Sometimes it's fun, right? And, the results are rewarding, but the process, it's not always edge of your seat fun, and you just kind of need to be okay with that. And a lot of people are really scared of that. So that's something you need to address. It's okay. Things don't always need to be fun. You don't always need to be motivated. You need to be dedicated. That is a super important thing. It's almost a little bit cliche at this point, right? But it's true. Motivation is not as important as dedication. Dedication is greater than motivation. You need to be dedicated. You need to say, I told myself I was going to make a video every week or twice a week or whatever it is, and you need to make it happen, even if you don't feel like sitting down and doing it. That's really the only way you're going to succeed. You need to have a work ethic that is greater than the people around you. And I think that's why many people don't succeed. They say, I don't like to work, right? I don't like working at the dollar store. I don't like working at the hardware store, whatever it is. I want to do something fun. Let me start making videos. And you start and you do it for a little bit and you're like, this is kind of work too. And then they get discouraged, they get scared, they stop. And, if you have that mentality, you're probably not going to make it, right? You need to get acquainted with working and being okay doing a little work. It's going to be more rewarding than that soulless wall core job, right? But you still have to work at it. I'm not seeking fun necessarily when I make these videos. I'm seeking growth. I'm seeking personal growth. I'm seeking the growth of the channel and the growth of my brand, and I'm willing to sit down, I'm willing to write and edit and work towards that final product without needing to be having so much fun. Everybody's attention span is it's terrible now. Their capacity to kind of tolerate a little bit of stress or a little bit of work, they just need to be like consistently looking at the latest TikTok video or looking at naughty videos or hitting the vape or whatever it is. Everyone needs that constant dopamine. But if you can train yourself to just relax and be the person who sits down and puts in the work, you are going to be so far ahead of your peers who are just hopelessly addicted to needing all these thrills and this other stimulus. So where are we at so far? You find a niche, you do the work, be consistent, and then I'll also add be genuine. Try to offer something unique. You see, I think that a lot of people couldn't really pull off what I'm pulling off with this channel, which is just talking over this gameplay. But a reason I can do this, and actually people do enjoy it, and sometimes I'll get, a couple thousand views on videos where I'm just a random person. I'm not an established name or anything like that yet, right? I'm just a random guy talking over these videos, is because I try to let my personality out. You don't even need to see my face, right? But I'm letting it out through my voice. And I think people understand that they are getting something genuine. They are getting the truth from me. I'm not just another cookie cutter creator that is like just trying to play Fortnite and open a loot box and go, oh my god, I got a rare knife now, oh my god, right? If you're just going to try to be one of those people, then yeah, you're probably going to have a tough time. People say the market is saturated. Well, honestly, the market is saturated for these cookie cutter creators who all want to play the same game and all just want to be the same person and act the same, make the same type of content. Sure, the market is saturated for that, right? How many Call of Duty, Warzone, Twitch streamers do we need, right? We have enough already. We have too many already. Of course the market is saturated for that nonsense, but what the market is not saturated for is people who are genuine and have a genuine personality and give their open and honest takes on things and kind of march to their own drumbeat and do whatever they want and aren't just trying to be another version of the same creator that we've seen 1,000 times already. People are hungry for creators that just speak frankly and tell people the truth and who have a sort of unique personality, at least their own personality. I don't think I'm ever going to be the super fancy editing guy. I think I'm always going to be the more genuine, and perhaps as time goes on, I'll learn how to make things look more sleek and more fancy, but I think I'm always just going to be the more genuine, speaking frankly guy. But I think a lot of people, they try to have all this fancy production value and editing when you should just be focusing on making sure you are actually sort of an interesting person. And lastly, don't worry about the naysayers or the critics or any of these other people. Focus on the people who enjoy what you're doing. Focus on the positive comments and keep creating for those people. I have videos on this as well. You can check out why you must defeat the fear of cringe, how to become insanely productive, and also probably my video about why things are hardest in the beginning. You just need to be putting in work and focusing on creating and not be thinking too much or much at all really about your analytics and all this feedback. It takes a decent amount of time to grow this stuff, and it's going to be really the most difficult in the beginning when you don't really have much of an audience. You're not getting really any views. You just have to kind of keep going and plugging away and not listening to all these random comments saying like, you should do this, you should do things that way, you should do that. The only thing you should be doing is monitoring your own output and trying to be productive and making sure that you're not slipping into a state of kind of laziness, right? Everything else is just noise for the most part. And once you start to get a little momentum going, you start to get a little bit of an audience and get some views, and you kind of start to hit your stride a little bit, things become a lot more enjoyable. So that's basically it, guys, for what I want to share in this video. This is how I personally got my first 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, you want to make sure your titles and thumbnails are on point, but past that, you find your niche, you be consistent, you provide value by giving people your honest, unique, and genuine personality, and you keep plugging away, and you don't worry so much about what others are thinking or about your analytics, about all that stuff. If you do that, within probably about 50 videos or so, assuming they're decent, you'll probably reach at least 1,000 subscribers. You can use shorts and things like that as well to kind of widen your reach. For me personally, shorts have been pretty beneficial, I would say, because sometimes I'll make a video and it won't even really hit that hard, but inside that video is a lot of good material and snippets for shorts. And then, when I make those shorts, sometimes the shorts actually get more views than anything else, right? My most viewed pieces of content are actually shorts, to be honest. So you got to touch on that a little bit. But yeah, to wrap things up, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's been enjoying the videos. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and got this channel to 1,000 so that I can actually make this video, right? I'm eyeing up 10,000 now. That's going to be the next goal. You always need to be setting your sights into the future. But thank you guys, and thank you OG subscribers. You know, you guys are the best. You guys are the trailblazers in a way, because, you know, you don't need anyone to tell you what's good. You just kind of know what's good. So I appreciate all you guys hopping on board right now when the channel is still young and not really as well known as maybe it'll be in the future. Who knows? So that's it, guys. Good luck out there. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you think. Anything at all. I'd love to hear your feedback. And, you know, if you have a channel or something, let me know what kind of channel you have. Let me know what kind of content you're making. You can put that in the comments. That's fine with me. And you can also follow me on X at Decided Yet Free for some written content or just to kind of hang out, shoot the breeze with me, follow whatever, some random current events or something. But, you know, I'm trying to not waste so much time on that. I'm trying to focus on this stuff that's actually productive. But please do follow me on X. The link is in the description below. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. More content to come. I'll talk to you later. Adios. Bye-bye.